They said dolphins were humanity's best friend in the water. Playful, intelligent, gentle, always smiling. But on that cloudless morning at World Wild Day, thousands gathered to watch the ocean's friendliest creature put on a show, and instead witness something so violent, so unthinkable, that most still struggle to speak of it. Her name was Jessica Radcliffe. She was 28, beautiful, beloved, and known for her almost magical bond with a dolphin named Ocra. That bond would become her undoing. The smell of salt hung in the air. The bleachers at the California Marine Reserve were packed. Cameras were everywhere, professional crews, vloggers, tourists holding shaky phones, all waiting for the Swim with the Stars segment to begin. Jessica was the star attraction. Former Olympic-level swimmer, record-holding freestyle champion, and now the most famous marine trainer in the region. The posters for World Wild Day showed her in a sapphire wetsuit, kissing Ocra's smooth, gray head with the tagline, "The ocean is family." Beside her that day was her closest friend, Chloe, another trainer, less famous but equally skilled. And sitting just meters away on the VIP dock was Jessica's mother, Grace, smiling proudly with a bouquet in her lap. Ocra wasn't just any dolphin. He had been rescued, they said, from a fishing net in South Africa years ago. Jessica had been assigned as his rehabilitation trainer, and the two formed a bond so deep that staff called them mother and child. Promotional videos showed Ocra following Jessica's every hand signal, even imitating her facial expressions, something rare for a dolphin. The media called him the genius of the bay. Jessica called him my ocean child. No one, not even the other trainers, ever saw him act aggressively toward her. But that morning, a few things felt wrong. Ocra's movements were different, quicker, sharper. Instead of greeting Jessica with his usual high leap and splash, he stayed deep in the water, his dorsal fin slicing the surface like a blade. One of the assistant trainers reportedly told Jessica, "He's amped up today. Maybe we skip the deep dive part." She laughed it off. "It's just nerves. Big crowd." This is where the story begins to fracture. The odds, the details that the media insists are true, say that Jessica dove in first at 11:04 a.m., waving to the crowd. Chloe joined her moments later, splashing and calling to Ocra. Ocra surfaced behind them, performing a perfect tail slap to the delight of the audience. Then, without warning, he dove, vanishing into the deep blue. The evens, the strange gaps, say that every single video from the crowd stops just before the attack, as if edited. Witnesses disagree on how many victims there were. Some say Jessica alone, others say Chloe, and even Jessica's mother ended up in the water. Experts who saw partial footage claim Ocra's strike looked more like an orca's than a dolphin's. Faster, more violent. At 11:06, Ocra reappeared. He rose behind Chloe with alarming speed and slammed her with his rostrum. His beak, sending her spinning backward. Gasps from the bleachers turned into confused laughter. Many thought it was part of the act. Jessica's smile vanished. She swam toward Chloe, shouting something that the microphones didn't catch. And then, Ocra lunged. 1 second Jessica was swimming. The next, her arm was in his mouth. He pulled her under with terrifying force. What happened beneath the surface is known only to the few who dare to look. Some say they saw a flash of silver, then a cloud of crimson blooming like ink in the water. Others insist they heard a human scream echo through the bay before it was swallowed by silence. Rescue staff rushed forward, throwing poles and flotation devices. Tourists screamed, children cried, and then came another shock. Grace Radcliffe, Jessica's mother, stumbled forward on the dock, calling her daughter's name. Some witnesses claim she slipped and fell into the water. Others swear she jumped. Either way, she was there one moment and gone the next. Divers were sent in, but Ocra had vanished with Jessica beneath the floating platforms. Minutes became hours. The crowd was evacuated. Finally, 2 hours later, divers surfaced with Jessica's body. Her wetsuit was shredded. Her injuries were described only as severe trauma. Chloe was pulled from the water unconscious, but breathing. Grace was never found. The marine park released a statement the same evening. This was a tragic accident during a routine interaction with a highly intelligent animal. Ocra was startled by an underwater vibration and reacted unpredictably. We mourn the loss of our beloved trainer and offer condolences to her family. But the public wasn't buying it. On Reddit, on TikTok, on every conspiracy forum imaginable, the whispers began. How does a VIP guest vanish in a controlled dock area without anyone noticing? Was Ocra really rescued? Or was he transferred from another facility where he had been involved in aggressive incidents that were hushed up? Why do all recordings stop seconds before the fatal attack? Mainstream outlets ran the tragic accident headline. Independent YouTubers uploaded videos titled, "The Jessica Radcliffe Cover-Up," and leaked Ocra footage. Animal rights activists flooded social media, claiming Ocra was pushed beyond his limits by years of captivity. Marine life defenders argued that even wild dolphins can attack, and that Jessica knew the risks. And then a week later, Ocra was gone, quietly removed from the facility. No public statement, no confirmed location. One grainy photo appeared online 2 weeks after the attack. A large dolphin in a sea pen on a remote Hawaiian coast. The post claimed it was Ocra. It was deleted within hours. Every year since, when World Wild Day returns, Jessica Radcliffe's name trends again. Some remember her as a hero, the woman who gave her life trying to save her friend. Others see her as a victim of an animal who should never have been caged. And some believe there's more to the story. A story with missing footage, missing people, and a dolphin who may still be out there waiting.